This represents the block of ice that's going to be carved. This represents the carving tool. Here's an example of a real carving tool. It's got the front of the chisel blade right here. That's this point right there. Then it's got these 2 feet on the back that ride on the surface of the ice. That's that point right there. So to carve with this, you set this down squarely on the ice. And by squarely, I mean so that the chisel sits on top of the ice and the foot sits on top of the ice. Then you grab the handle or the whole thing and you push like this. Now when you push this way, like that, this line represents what's getting cut away by the chisel blade. This line is parallel to the back of the chisel. So when I push from this position, the chisel cuts into the ice like that and removes all of this material. So then the chisel sits squarely on the ice, like earlier, like always. The foot sits on the ice there. The chisel blade sits on this new surface that's just been cut, and when I push, it carves that stuff away. So now all this is gone, and this is the new surface of the ice. The foot sits on the surface here. The chisel blade sits on the surface there, and as you push, cuts this away. And this process just repeats itself. And you can see the spherical surface start to form. If I flip this over and go the other way, looks like this. We cut that away. All that's gone. Here's the new surface. This gets cut away. This gets cut away. Now, as you continue to do this, go over this thing more and more, you can take a little bit more off. So set this down on the surface. I can take that off. And I can take this off. If I flip this over and go back the other way again, let me start right here. Take this off and that. But you get to a point where not much is coming off, and at that point you have achieved a spherical surface. In theory, this surface is tangent to the back of the blade right here. So there's the surface of this sphere, tangent to the back of the blade, right at the chisel point, and it also contacts both feet. That basically defines the spherical surface in theory. In reality, it doesn't really turn out that way. It turns out to have a much bigger radius.